Hello again. How are we? How are you doing? Well, I know I said I'd do a video a day for the month of May, but I missed yesterday. I was going to do it when I got in from work. Work. That thing artists like me are forced to do because of capitalism. But unfortunately, the Champions League final was on, and then I couldn't be bothered. And then Zopa putting it out at 11 o'clock. So you're getting it today and filming it just after the Champions League final. On this channel, you will find the story of when I discovered him in 2018 in Georgia. So, not just a unremarkable face with a lot of hair on it, also a genius football mind. So, get on that, like, subscribe, all that shit. But you're not here for that, you're here for rambling. So, more rambling. What we're doing today, well, I've got some good ones planned, so again, like, subscribe, all that. But because I can't be bothered, it's late, so we're going to do explaining our lyrics again. Yes, we are. Objectively the worst performing of the video types I've chosen to do so far, but it's easy, so it's getting done. Right, so explaining our songs, episode 2, Skint. The second song from our 24-track album, Super Yachts for Everyone, out everywhere now, in no good retailers now. So, what's it about? Skint, you should be able to tell. So, juxtaposed with the first song, The Glory of Enzo Ferrari, I thought it was genius, really, to have, Ferrari followed by a song called Skint. Didn't work, like, marketing-wise, but I think it lends itself nicely to the kind of thing we're about as a band. We're not taking ourselves too seriously. All that. I just did that face that annoys me, self, again. But we'll just have to stick with it now, won't we? We'll have to stick with that. So, Skint is a very special song for many reasons, but chief among them, an actual moment of sincerity here. We will dedicate this video and the song and the rest of our careers, of course, to the wonderful, the one and only Miss Jane Pickering, who was our first fan ever. On the day our first ever song came out, Brain Cell Suicide brackets fuck Tory Britain, she was the only person who signed up to our Patreon. I thought I was going to make, I could retire the day after that. Nope, still working. But Jane was massive for us. She was the first big fan, first person I didn't know that liked our music. So it was like, oh, maybe actually this has got a bit of legs. And she was lovely, and she used to send me messages all the time. And not heard from her in a while. And I know she was an older lady. So all signs point towards, that thing that happens. I don't want to say, but yeah, she was a lovely human being, and I will cherish everything she sent us forever. Even if she's just gone off us, I'd rather that, I hope, other than the other thing. But yeah, she was a wonderful woman who gave, who probably without a lot of that encouragement would have not kept going. So Jane, this is for you. Viva Jane Pickering, forever. Right then, Skint lyrics. Again, as always, you'll have a bit of editing up here if I can be bothered. And, probably can't. So, you'll get what you're given there. The artwork was not for once designed by our second ever patron, Mr. Chris McCooey. Mr. Nevermind the Tories on Twitter. Was actually by friend of the show, Daniel Hills. So, nice one, Hillsy. From Middlesbrough. I might have a football podcast, but I do have friends who go at the game. Think about that. But yeah, anyway. Skint, lovingly designed by Mr. Hills. I just think, it's a bit of a does for the gambling addiction, does that nicely, covers that. A lovely artist, a lovely man. So, yeah, right. Anyway, right, Skint lyrics, mercifully as well, another short song. When we get to track 24, which is Inshallah, I may have to break that up, because it's 21 minutes long. I'm not sitting here going through that line by line. Fuck me. Right, so, line 1, Skint. We do it too, but you do it as we did the last one, So, Skint, let's begin. if I kill the landlord, can I keep the rent? Existential dread is how all my time is spent. Now, pretty self-explanatory. We, as a generation, multiple generations now, the Z's, the Z's, and the Zoomers and the Millennials. I hate my own. I can see my face when I say these things, and it's not good. Sorry. As generations, the Zoomers and the Millennials and everyone, even the Gen Xers to a certain extent, everyone but the fucking boomers who've got all the money and refuse to die and leave it us. We sort of all live in a period of a state of existential dread because we've got no fucking money, which is due to Margaret Thatcher, capitalism generally, neoliberal economic policy, and a destroyed housing market that serves only the wealthy and to pad their profits. So that's where the existential dread bit. And if I kill the landlord, can I keep the rent? To any MI5 agents watching, not being serious about that. Please don't, but literally and metaphorically, and please don't kneecap us. Following on from that, they built the world to be oppressive, yet they wonder why we're all depressive. It's something we'll get onto probably eventually, is the mental health, men's mental health stuff about it's important to talk, and then there's those same people will tell you if you don't make £1 million a year, you're a cunt and you deserve to die. So that's coming. That video, the thesis on that, the takedown is coming. They built the world to be oppressive, yet they wonder why we're all so depressive. It speaks for itself. You don't need me to explain that, and if you do, probably not going to enjoy our music because it's got words with more than one syllable in it. Go listen to Camilla Cabello. We fuck all and they live excessive. Let me remind myself that your enemies have names and addresses. I've invented an ingenious solution, the merciless guillotines of revolution. Now, of course, that's based on the glorious events of the French Revolution, where the leeching royals were for the benefit of the country, had their heads separated from their shoulders, and freedom spewed forth. It's pretty straight down the line, this song, really. I didn't really know how straight down the line it was. I'm glad it is, because it means I don't have to do too much explaining. We fuck on, they live so excessive. The name of the album is Super Yachts for Everyone. Can you not see the thematic things we're doing? It's brilliant, isn't it? I think so. The enemy is, your enemies have names and addresses. This is what we've got to remember. Not saying to go out and commit violence. I would never condone that at all. Another one for the MI5 agent listening. So the enemies have names and addresses. They're all just people who can be stopped from doing evil things, not by non-violent means, of course. For the MI5 agent listening. The merciless guillotines of revolution, that is one of many allusions to Maximilien Robespierre, throughout this album. He's a character. You could almost call him a character. He's mentioned that much. So, it's a rock. It's a punk opera, this, man. Can you tell? I like Green Day. Yes, but there you go. A tattoo there. Oh, bosh. Wee. Got that when I was 16. Lied about my age. I've always looked 42. The bosses scream, Arbeit macht frei. You'll never hear a bigger lie. Now, for anyone who's a heathen, who's never been in a history class, Arbeit macht frei is, of course, the words written on the gates of Auschwitz, which is, so not taking the piss out of that, using it to make a point of the oppression of work. Obviously not the same, but it's called artistic license. It's making a point. And you'll never hear a bigger lie. And in sort of, again, bit of a double meaning ish, in the fact that, well, there's no such thing. The actual direct translation of Arbeit macht frei is work what sets you free, which it fucking doesn't. And you can tell that's why all Nazis need fucking obliterated, because that's the ideology. They have, oh, why don't you all just work till you die? And obviously they wanted that, but that's the kind of people you're dealing with. Scum, literal scum. So yeah, Nazis. In summary, Nazis terrible. Now that wasn't a controversial opinion 20 years ago. It is now. Cheers, Elon Musk. Forced to live on the minimum per hour from 9 to 5. We fortify ivory towers because that's what you do at work. You pay, you work so your boss can have a better life than you. That's all you're doing. It's what we're all doing. Again, rise up, humanity. Rise up. How many more of these videos do I have to do before I don't have to go back to work? Tell me, please, because I want it to be a finite number, because I'm sick of it. Why should we have to be so skint just so they can be so fucking rich? Again, Ron Seal lyrics. You don't get that with a last dinner party, do you? Oh, nobody wants to hear about the cost of living anymore. Sure they don't, Salmonella and Tarquin. Fuck off. So that was your chorus. Hope you enjoyed that. That repeats a bit later. But yeah, for now, we're going to go into the second verse. I'm not going to go through it again, don't worry. So, I'm all fucked up and back on the dole, and none of my bets have dug me out the hole. Now, what's that about? Again, Ron Seal. I'm all fucked up and back on the dole. What I still keep in my wallet my old job centre card, my Universal. I had the original one before it was Universal Credit, because I'm an old man of 28 now. And I know, this is what happens. Some people have accused me of being posh before. You don't have a face like this if you've lived comfortably. Yeah. So I'm having to look at my own lyrics again. All fucked up and back on the dole. Yeah, that explains that. None of my bets have dug me out the hole. Now, I'm a betsman, quintessential, and I keep losing, and I'm sick of it. Yeah. So there's that. There you go. But this ain't how life's meant to be, as Jesus said. In Galilee, the kingdom of God we will only see when no one is too poor to be free. Now, that's only a set of lyrics you get from a deeply Irish Catholic upbringing, with a granddad who left his my grandfather. Not the best parenting, but a very cool story. Left my grandmother a note on the kitchen table when my mother was 2, saying, "I've gone to Cuba to join the revolution. I don't know when I'll be back." In 1965, the revolution happened 6 years previously. They don't need your help, Andrew. Yeah, he still went, and then showed up two and a bit years later, wondering where his tea was, with no previous communication in between. Lunatic, my granddad, but I've got, as you may be able to tell, I may have got some of the correct information from him. So, nice one for that, Andy. Can't begrudge you that. And then my granddad always used to say to me about Jesus was a communist. Jesus was the first communist. So that's where this line's come from. And he's right, because he is. Because if you actually read the Bible, which is what most people who fucking say they believe in it, don't. Jesus. Most of Jesus' stuff is not about like making loads of money or. Sort of the main bit, the only bit in his life he gets angry is where he goes, why are these lads with loads of money lending money out of my temple, cunts? I think that's a direct quote from the gospel. But yeah, so he's not keen on that, and he's rarely bothered about the gays or out like that. So most of the things Jesus spends his time worried about is people who are skint. Hence why he'll be happy to feature in our song of the same name. Now here I stand, unemployed and awestruck, because darling, I am skint as fuck. And that is again Ron Seal. So, you've had your fill there. There's a chorus again after it. You'll remember that if you use your brain from before. So that was Skint for you. Hope you enjoyed that. Go and listen to it. Good song, like they all are. But yeah, bit more. I didn't need to do this really, do I? It's sort of all self-explanatory. But I'll explain it for people anyway, just because. Why not? And because it fills a day of making bullshit. So, I've just coughed in the mic. I'll probably edit that out. but I might not. So, yeah, so what can you expect coming forward? Oh, we've got some good stuff. We've got some more me slagging people off that you seem to enjoy. We've got a few more sketches. We've got a few more, Big John goes on the chase. Some of my finest work. Yeah, so we've got politics, music, whinging. It's all going to be here. Like, subscribe. Give us a quid on Patreon if you want. Vulture Authority. Patreon.com/Vulture Authority. Give us £1. That's all we're asking. If you've watched this shit, you should. Although I feel I should probably give you money if you've watched this far. But nice one anyway. Yeah. Right. Well, follow, like, subscribe, all that shit again. And, see you later.